I sit by the phone, but I haven't heard
both sides, stomach size and diameter.
And you know that money's for managers.
I know money's for managers.
I sit by the phone, but I haven't heard 2 spots and 10,000 challengers. I know the money's for managers, but goddammit, art is for amateurs.
Oh, what's up, ladies, gents, and friends betwixt and beyond the gender binary? My name is Matt. I am from the Narcissist Cookbook. Welcome to Jam Mechanics. With me in the studio
is Bug from Bug Hunter.
Yeah, this is a transatlantic studio we're in right now.
Yep, in Jam Mechanics
huge.
Castle.
You know what? I'm gonna have to start with the truth to kind of break something to the audience.
Oh.
There is no Jam Mechanics Castle.
Oh.
Bug, did you not know?
I didn't know, no.
Did you think I was in your house this whole time?
Yes, I've been commuting here every day. I would have loved a little work from home. Come on. All right,
yeah,
Matt.
Welcome back to our show. If you've never listened to our show, that's completely fine. We're on episode what?
Don't drop the number of episode, Matt.
Okay, let me redo that. Okay.
Yeah.
If you've never listened to our show before, very, very simple setup. I'm a songwriter, Bug is a songwriter. We get together, we set each other songwriting challenges. And from those songwriting challenges, we each have to write a different song within 3 hours, come back, play the demo for each other, and hopefully we will have come out with something. Every week, I'm like, this is it. This is the week I'm going to come back with absolutely nothing. There's been some weeks where I've come back with something that feels like nothing, but it's not been nothing. A bad song is success.
I like all your songs.
Thank you. A bad song is a success state.
Yes. It is
exactly.
True. So yeah,
getting a bad song out means it's like having bowel problems. You know,
yes.
It's like constipation. You get a bad, painful, emergency room level song.
Yeah, yeah. And then
it's out.
You feel better afterwards.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Maybe you've got 3 of them in the tank, but each one still counts.
Perfect. And in this podcast, we like to get to know each other. In a segment that we call Time to Get to Know Each Other, let's go ahead and do some icebreaker questions so that we can have the audience and each other get to know each other better. Do you want to start off with your question?
The question I have is this. If aliens visited Earth, and they landed in your studio, you know, it's not a crash landing. They are extra dimensional. They just go and they just appear. How would you react? How would you want to greet them? Would you run out of the room? Would you ask Ladybug to do the talking for you? What about Papa Bug?
Well, so Ladybug would be the best liaison to alien kind if that were to happen, and we did happen to be the people they chose to land in front of. You know, this seems like a definite fight or flight response. Depending on how scary looking they are. Will kind of depend. If they show up, if they appear in my room and if they looked exactly like humans, that's fight. That's fight for sure. Because I wouldn't want
Really?
I wouldn't want a human just to appear in my office out of nowhere. Yeah, I would feel like I was being burgled. So they would have
Ghost burglar.
But if they looked like a puppy, if they looked like a cute little thing, I'd be like, oh. I would still probably run, or be confused, or call
because of the sudden.
It's just it's not even the alien thing. It's just the living organism thing. Like if a cat were to just like pop out of my closet, I would be startled, and I would call somebody. I would call the news. I don't know.
One time I was playing video games in my living room, and I must have left the door open and didn't realize it because a cat just appeared at my feet and curled up at my feet, and I do not own a cat.
Oh,
and
you Disney
there are no
princess.
cats anywhere near me. I don't know where it came from.
Has the hedgehog in your garden ever wandered in the house?
No, it's not hedgehog season. I do get worried about standing on them because, you know, when they see a human approach, they will not scurry for cover. They will just scurry under themselves, and sometimes that involves just hiding.
Yeah.
Just stopping in the middle of a road.
Maybe to answer your question then, aliens arrive, they're in my office, I might pull a hedgehog. and just
Oh,
hide
oh, that's fair.
and be as adorable as I can and hope they have mercy on me.
Hide under your piano.
Yeah. Okay, my question for you. If you had your own talk show, welcome to the Matt Show, who would your first 3 guests be, or 1, I don't care, however much you want to talk about it?
I would probably get on. You know what? I would make it a Doctor Who special because it's Doctor Who.
I knew you were going to say Doctor Who.
It's Doctor Who season
You're
right now. I'm
gonna
wearing a
get
little TARDIS badge.
all 16 doctors in a row.
Where did you pull that number out of?
Is it 16?
It is actually 16.
Bada boom!
Well, I mean, it's really difficult to count it, but like
Nerd Osmosis.
we're technically on the 14th going into the 15th, but there was one Doctor in between the 8th and 9th who was revealed seasons later. He was the War Doctor because he renounced the name of the Doctor.
And they forgot to film that one.
Well, no. Between the 8th and the 9th, there was about 10 years where they just didn't make an episode.
Yeah.
So they just said, oh, there was a whole Doctor you didn't know about. It was very clever.
That's funny.
Anyway, I would get on current showrunner Russell T Davies. I would get on current Doctor at the time of recording, who is David Tennant, and I would get on Peter Capaldi, who was one of the previous Doctors, just because he seems real nice. He seems like a nice guy.
Can you drop a controversial Doctor Who opinion so that we might get more engagement in the YouTube comments?
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. It's not even controversial. I have a strong opinion, but I don't want to say it because it's too recent and it just makes me sad. So if anyone wants to know about that, you can get in touch with me at tnc@jammechanics.com. Let's do some challenges.
Okay, I will challenge you first. Okay, I've been playing a board game this week called Arkham Horror. I've been getting obsessed with it. I've been spending too much time playing it. I have a million things to do. I shouldn't be playing it, but I'm having a lot of fun. It makes me think of you because you always say that your default, your go-to default when you want to write a song about something is Cthulhu, right? You've said this in the past. It's like spooky shit, right? I want you to write a Cthulhu song, but I want this to be just the poppiest shit anyone's ever heard in their life. I want this to be a 4-chord pop song. I want it to be bright. I want it to be bouncy, but I want it to be Cthulhu.
Okay. You know what's interesting is with Kit, one of my close personal friends, we didn't write a song about Cthulhu, but we did do a parody of Oklahoma where the wind goes, and it's called Oh Cthulhu. It's very good. Cthulhu, yeah. But the poppiest shit you've ever heard. Yes. We're talking Katy Perry.
Yes, we're talking Ariana Grande, maybe a little Olivia Rodrigo. I want this to be I'm actually saying 4-chord song, 1-5-6-4. As poppy as you can make it, but it's Cthulhu based.
It's going to be exactly 1-5-6-4. By the way, to explain what 1-5-6-4 means to anyone who is listening, those are the number of chords. So if you're playing in the key of G, your one chord would be G. Your 5th chord in that key would be a D. The 6th would be a minor, it would be E minor, and then it would be C would be your 4th chord. Mm-hmm. That is the closest we're ever going to get to music theory on this podcast.
Most major pop songs are written, whatever key they're in, the chord progression is this 1-5-6-4.
It's inherently an incredibly satisfying.
Oh yeah, Be Glad I Love You is that progression. The chorus of Dear McCracken is that progression. It is not a coincidence that these were the first 2 songs that I wrote that got a little bit more what's that? I like that.
I wonder, some of my songs must be
sure.
chord progression,
yeah.
And I cannot think of them right now.
Yeah.
But wait. I tend to invert it by putting a 2 minor instead of a 6 minor. So I would put I would put an A minor instead of an E minor. But the chorus to the simplest words is basically the second chorus is G, D, E minor, C. I think.
Yeah, that would do it.
So, okay, excellent. I can do that. Perfect. Yeah. Bug, here's your challenge. And I have a list of titles that I have given to instrumentals. When I write something that I might use at a later date, but it's not a song, I just need to give it a title, just give it something so I can sort of attach something to it.
Yeah.
But they're never going to become anything. I have written up here Beanie Season.
Beanie Season?
Beanie Season. You know what a beanie is?
Oh, I'm familiar with it. I'll rock a beanie. Absolutely.
It's actually written BNE space SZN, but
Okay, hold on. BNE. I think that's the airport code for the Nashville airport. SZ. Did you say Z?
yes,
Your Scottish Z. It's different than ours.
Zeta. Beanie Season,
Beanie Season.
but
Beanie Season with a butt.
you're gonna have to Elton John me. I want you to write it on that piano
Oh,
behind you.
God dang it, man. I don't know how to play this piano.
You can play piano enough to write a song.
Okay, fine.
It doesn't need to chords. They're simple.
I know. Well, you know what? You've just given me the same challenge I gave you because this is going to be a 4-chord song.
Oh, get ready for some 4-chord wallopers coming
I
into your ears.
absolutely also did just write down without realizing it. Beanie Season, but Elton Johnson. So this is going to be in the style of Elton Johnson, which doesn't sound like a name anymore once you write it like that. Elton John sounds like a name, but then you're just like, who's Elton?
Well, Elton John isn't Elton John's real name. Oh my goodness. Elton John's real name. No. He was born Reginald Kenneth Dwight,
Perfect.
but he changed his name to Elton Hercules John.
Amazing.
If you're going to change your name,
Might as well.
put her, yeah. Oh, I'm going to change my name to Reginald Kenneth Dwight.
Reginald, all right, this is going to be Beanie Season in the style of Reginald Kenneth Dwight.
I don't need you to write it in the style of Elton John. I just need you to, yeah.
I know.
Because
Playing the
you're not
piano's
a good enough piano player
hey,
for that.
you stop that. You just watch.
Motherfucker can play piano.
I'm going to tickle these ivories. They're going to be busting up by the end of this song.
Oh God. Yeah, so we will see you back here in 3 hours for us, probably about 11 seconds for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have some 4-chord bangers. Oh, Cthulhu, where the wind comes whistling down the something.
And we are back.
We are back.
Unfortunately.
This was I think we had very different experiences. I don't know. I haven't talked to Bug about this. I'm gonna find out about Bug's trauma.
It's funny. Today is the day that episode 4 came out as we're recording this. And that was, if people haven't listened to it, the first time that Matt came back to the show and just said, no, hated this, hated my song, hated everything about it. That's me today. I'm not happy about showing off what I have. I forgot to tell you, Matt. This is my fault. I forgot to tell you. This is a prop. I don't know how to play this. This is just this piano in the background of my office is set decoration for my live streams. I can't play this thing, right? Like, I know the notes on this, but I was not ready to write a song.
So the piano was like really getting between you and like your writing muscle.
Yeah. So I think here's what I'll say. Lyrically, what I have is fine. I took a concept and I stretched it too thin. The concept that I had, I think I can make a very solid stanza in another song with this. There's things I like about it. There's some flows and rhymes that I like about it. If you just read the lyrics, maybe it's not that bad. But you take the melodies that I could come up with while also trying to like play anything beyond just the root notes on the beat was just I couldn't pull anything together.
I mean, also like I would hope that you would have like realistic expectations for yourself. Like root notes on the beat is something. Like
I know. Okay, so here's what I'll say. I am going to take this as I'm going to be an adult and be like, this is a bad thing. I'm sorry. But we will use it to talk about what is good, what can be salvaged.
Okay. No, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
The song is called Season Your Beanie.
Season Your Beanie.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I just wanted to make sure that I heard you right. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
I'll eat my hat if you make it. I'm not mad, I'm just candid, and someone just has to say it. There's no path where you're headed, and you can act all offended, but I'm a realist, and I feel it's best you never pretended that there's a chance in a million. You could be handsome or brilliant, but you'll crash just like the others, so just call me the villain. One day we'll look back and laugh, and I'll get a pat on the back, but if you make it with your music, I will eat my hat. So would you like a salad on the side? We can sub it out for fries. We got a dad hat meal plan for $10.99. You can order a fedora that you just adore. We got a chef hat special, call it a hat du jour. Cause I got 30 million reasons that can prove you wrong. And 200 fans in London singing every damn song. Rubbing salt in the wounds, just admit you defeated. You can season your beanie, but you still gotta eat it. Hey. You'd eat your hat if I made it, so I snap back with the menu. When you throw all that shade, if you took a bite at the brim and didn't like how it tasted, you should have sampled the plastic long before you berated. And hey, maybe you're right, a bit more often than not, but you could choose to say nothing, it has no sticker or cost. I'm rubbing salt in the wounds to admit you're defeated. You can season your beanie, but you still gotta eat it. Yeah, you can season your beanie, but you still gotta eat it. Yeah, you can season your beanie, but you still gotta eat it. Yeah.
I'm going to have the same reaction that you had to my track, We're All Enemies Here. Like, this is you feeling like you fucked it. Like, this is you feeling like, oh, I did bad. I did bad. No. I mean, okay, one, lyrics. The lyrics are great. You got a really good laugh out of me with Season Your Beanie. You got a laugh out of me with the...
you should have sampled the plastic long before you berated. Was
yeah,
that it?
You should have sampled the plastic long before you berate it. Awesome. Like, you can do that. That is great. The literally, like, yeah, I can hear that piano is not where you're comfortable.
Yeah.
But that is the only thing, is that you're not comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's. I think you give me a guitar and let me even just like play with different strumming things. I'm so much more comfortable strumming and like being percussive with kind of thing. I would have come up with a melody that didn't feel so like. It's just like. I tried to go into a chorus, and it just doesn't feel like a chorus. It just feels like I put a different song in the middle of it and then went back to the old song.
No, I don't agree with that. I like it definitely progresses from verse to chorus. I mean, because I was getting messages from you, towards the end of our time, being like, "I've got a minute and a half. What was it you said? Making this longer will not make this better."
Yeah.
So it sounds like you think of this as like half a song. But even the way it kind of, you do like verse, chorus, verse, and then like refrain, that feels like a tiny little song to me.
Well, that was it. I had to, right? I basically got to the end and I was like, I'm going to take the only good line from this song and I'm just going to put it at the end of the verse, and then I'm going to say it 3 times, and then I'm going to say, yeah.
You know what? This is character development for you after last week, 2 weeks ago, where I was like, you know what? You're allowed to repeat yourself, and you're like, I'd rather die than repeat myself more than once. And you're like, now you're just like, yeah, I would rather die.
What I'll say about the song is, on paper, a song about people not believing in you and kind of rubbing it in their face it's fine. It's a fine concept for a song, right?
Yeah.
So like the first verse sets it up. I'll eat my hat if you make it, right? Like, you have that phrase over there, right? Like,
yeah. I'll eat my hat.
Cool. Eat my hat. It's like everything falls apart if you've never heard that phrase before. Because you gave me Beanie Season, and I was like, I thought going into this, I thought it was gonna be so brilliant. I was like, oh, Matt's never gonna see this coming. I'm gonna talk about seasoning your beanie because someone had to eat their hat, and it's like, I'll give all these hat puns about how, it's time. They're gonna have to eat their words and eat their hat because they said they didn't believe in me, and now I'm doing really well.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the redemption arc for the next album, where halfway through the next album is you can season your beanie, but you still got to eat it, just in the middle of a song.
It's gonna be the album title, Season Your Beanie, album 5. But right now, it's the hero's journey for this particular concept.
But no, I think it's so important. Yeah. For people who want to write, to know that you are going to write stuff that you're not happy with, and learning how to finish it. Like this feels finished. It does. It's a really like tight circle. You know, you don't like go off on a wild tangent with it. Like, this is a finished project. Your brain doesn't need to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's put on my song and let's see how we feel about it, because it is. It is a dumb song.
Oh, I'm excited for it. A reminder, the challenge is Cthulhu, which is Matt's kind of default like go-to like theme. But I wanted to have Matt do it in the most poppy way possible.
Okay,
got it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's stay in bed all day. We'll get away from here tomorrow if the monster's alive. What did people ever talk about? The television doesn't work right now. Sit with me beneath the nothing where the stars all used to be before they all went out. They're in the hallway at our door. They're in the walls, they're in the floor. Looks like it's all gonna end right as we begin. Who called this? Son of a bitch. Half-mile tall man, looks like a fish. The deep one will swallow us all. He can swallow my balls. Who smoked the summoning right? Who's up for fresh calamari tonight? The deep one, eat my ass. More like get deep fried, am I right? Hentai tentacles are gonna kick him right in the genitals. He's gonna be like, this is terrible. I'm gonna be like, you look edible. Elder god from the ocean floor, I bet you wish you could sleep some more. I'm your paralysis demon. Got hooked and you can't stop screaming. They're in the hallway at our door. They're in the walls, they're in the floor. Looks like their party's gonna end right as it begins. Who called this? Son of a bitch. Half-mile tall man, looks like a fish. The deep one will swallow us all. He can swallow my balls. Who spoke the summoning right? Who's up for fresh calamari tonight? The deep one, eat my ass. More like get deep fried, am I right?
Matt. You jerk.
Just like me, for you to finally say, okay, write a spooky Cthulhu one. And I spent an hour and a half on that first verse, and I am so happy with the melody of that first verse, and I had no idea where to go with it. And I hit the chorus and I was like, shit, I don't know what to do. And literally all I could think of was just this guy telling Cthulhu to suck in his balls. Like, and it's so, like, I'm happy with it for what it is, but I'm annoyed that I couldn't elaborate on that first verse, because I really like the melody of it and the rhyming scheme. And
I'm so mad that you put your career-defining Cthulhu song next to Season Your Beanie. How could this happen? Okay, well, I love this. This is great. I loved the intro is awesome. So before you kind of went off on your chorus and your bridge, which has a little bit of a different tone than the first verse.
yeah.
Which I don't know. Would you feel like, because I know I do this all the time. I start writing a song and the first verse always feels a little bit disconnected from the rest of the song because it's when I'm kind of figuring out. Is this an intentional disconnection between kind of like vibes, or if you were to go back, would you kind of mess with that intro at all?
So it is one of my favorite jokes is to have a song that starts off that just sounds like a real song, and then take it like swerve left so hard that you just like fly off the verge. But it was fully because of the time limit. You know, I was knocking on that chorus's door for so long, couldn't think of anything, and then the first thing I thought of that worked was a joke, and I'm like, okay, we're doing a joke, which tells me that I don't think I would have finished this song at all. I don't think I would have had, if I was just working on my own and being like, oh, I've got this idea for a song, I would have stopped.
Yeah.
Probably after that first verse. I wouldn't even have gotten to the pre-chorus, and I just wouldn't have finished it because I wouldn't have been able to find something that I was happy with.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. I think you could have gone in either direction with this. That first verse has this kind of just like romance with a backdrop kind of vibe. Like it kind of just like you were doing kind of what I not expected, but just kind of like, yeah, if you're going to take Cthulhu and pop song, like just a romance happening with the backdrop of, but, you know, sit with me beneath the nothing where the stars all used to be before they all went out. That is just kind of like that. Is your we use this term a lot with your song's world building, right? And then you ripped it in the other direction once you hit the chorus. In the funniest way. I love it. The bridge, which starts with hentai tentacles. I was expecting you to sing it, and then when it came out in like this very like Katy Perry bridge talking, I was just floored.
We got in the guest rapper. If I'd had literally 30 seconds more time, I would have pitched down my vocals a little bit.
I was not expecting that bridge to be delivered the way that it was, and it was brilliant. I loved it so much.
Can I be honest? Can I big myself up a little bit? I'm actually really, as someone who doesn't, I don't want people to think that I wrote a rap because Dissin came out today. I wrote a rap because this is a sort of Katy Perry style song where you're going to have a guest rapper in the middle, and I'm annoyed. There is one take of me singing "Hentai Tentacles" going to kick him right in the genitals. I wish I kept that because that made me laugh a lot. But I'm actually really pleased with just that little series of bars. I think it is okay.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's great. It's so good. I guess I'll ask one final just question about like, is it finished? Or do you have anything to revisit?
It's finished at the moment. I'm so happy with that first verse. The first verse does that thing that I love when other songwriters do it, and I'm always trying to find a way to do it where the rhyme doesn't come quite when you're expecting it to, and you sort of like it's like there's just something about the way that line is put together that made me very excited to write this song. It just took me an hour and 15 minutes to get there, and then I never went back to it. I think it's the best part of the song, and I never went back to it.
Well, you found a new toy and you picked it up and you ran with it, and sometimes that just happens in a song. So,
you want to hear that first verse again? You're gonna have to listen to the song again. Streaming dollars,
clicks.
baby, give me that 0.0003.
Those pennies, little tiny pennies.
Fill a sock with pennies and throw it at me on stage. What a success. What a successful day.
Yeah, look at that. We still came up with the jam mechanics despite all odds. I went from sweating and terrified and embarrassed to I can't wait for people to hear this because I'm happy for my friend Matt, who wrote a really good song.
Thank you so much for joining us on Jam Mechanics. This has been the end of this episode that I'm not allowed to number anymore because sometimes we want to have the option of changing the order around so you don't know. We'll be back in 2 weeks for episode number I'm not telling you what.
Or maybe we won't. Maybe this is the season finale.
Maybe this is the season finale, yeah.
You never know. We have email addresses, hello@jammechanics.com. We also have a Discord now, so you can join that. I probably will put the link in the episode description below, and I'm just going to hope that bots don't find Discord links in podcast descriptions. We'll try it out. I don't know. Other than that, you can get the downloads for these demos as well as the full episode on our Bandcamp. or our website. It's jammechanics.com or bandcamp.jammechanics.com.
I think it's actually jammechanics.bandcamp.com. But yeah.
Yeah.
And you can also, did you tell people about the email?
Yes, it's hello@jammechanics.com or bug@jammechanics.com or tnc@jammechanics.com.
Exactly.
We got a new outro. Well, we've decided on Matt.
Shit.
It's your turn. We're doing outro jingles. You want to take us out on a little jingle about season your beanie and deep fried Cthulhu?
Okay. Well, okay. Well, we learned a lot about each other, wrote some songs about Cthulhu and a beanie. We learned a lot about each other and we wrote some songs. Bug was a meanie to himself, so email him at bug@jammechanics.com and tell him his song was good, or get in the Discord.
I sit by the phone, but I haven't heard.
Both sides, stomach size and diameter.
And you know the money's for managers.
I know money's for managers.
I sit by the phone, but I haven't heard. 2 spots and 10,000 challengers. I know the money's for managers. But goddamn it, art is for amateurs.